Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to show you some tips and tricks to clone yourself multiple times in Photoshop using the clone stamp tool. Alright, so first off, make sure you have a tripod for your camera, then make sure your settings are set. You can leave your camera in auto mode if you like to. I'm just using my 15-year-old plus Nikon D60, so you don't really need like a professional or a top of the line camera to make these sort of images. So after you have your camera set and ready, just make sure you choose where you will be posing. After that, you just start photographing yourself. Of course, make sure your camera is on a self timer. I have my self timer at 20 seconds, so it gives you about 20 seconds to go to my spot and pose for the shot. After you get all your shots, then it's off to Photoshop. Here, I'm going to use the clone stamp tool. For the keyboard shortcut, it's just the S. So here we go. And so when I start out with an image without me in it. There are multiple ways to do this, but I'll show you how I edit. So here is my first image right here, and then my second pose here. As you can see myself, I'm just looking up here, and this is one of the easier ways to clone yourself. Usually when I am cloning myself, I want to make a new layer from my original one. So you can see here, the lower right corner, just press this plus button, this box right here, it'll add one layer, and that's where you want to do your first clone. So for example, if I'm doing this and I'm looking back and forth at these old images, it's just a slight movement on my tripod. Like I said, you don't need a really expensive tripod or an expensive camera. So usually I just go to like this corner right here, or this spot right here, then make sure I'm on the first layer right here. Go back here again, make sure it lines up pretty well with it. That's close enough, you know. Since I'll be putting this on Facebook and social media, you won't be able to see it really well. And there you go. And another thing too is like you'll see the shadow of this house right here kind of move. That's just because the sun is actually slowly moving. So if you're here long enough, you'll actually see this shadow here kind of moving out. Get back to it in a bit here. Or if clouds are overcasting, that'll give you a different light source. But anyways, yeah, here I am, using the clone tool to clone myself in one of my, I think, I don't know, 10 clones that I have. But as for the clone tool itself, you want to make sure that the opacity and flow up on the top isn't too high, because if you have it at 100%, it is going to flow, you know, right away. For example, let's open up another one. So let's have me standing right here. Drag that straight into Photoshop. And then, you know what, I'm going to do the same spot right here. And then you can make another layer right here, layer 2. Zoom in here. So let's just go here. And for example, I'm just gonna go with the flow at 100%. Make sure you're on layer 2. And opacity at 100. So what happens with 100 is that you'll actually just get yourself in right away. I'm just going to undo this right now. I guess for having a really high flow or high opacity for this stamp tool is that sometimes there are objects that's moving and you do need to have them out of the way. I don't have an example right now, but you know, you just want to make sure that opacity is, I would say, you know, 70 to 80% right here. I have mine at 70 and 70. That way you can, you know, you can just kind of play around with it. Here you go, you have your 2 clones. And then, you know, you don't need this one anymore. This is the original, don't need this one anymore. So there you go, you have 2 clones. And then let's go to another one here. And actually, you know what? I'm just gonna speed this up. and there you go. And yeah, this is how I clone myself in one image. This is a very simple Photoshop. All you need is a tripod, a camera, and shoot accordingly where you are, so that way it's not too difficult. If you want to have yourself spread out more, totally fine. There's a bunch of images online of how they have cloned themselves in multiple times in an image in different places in their homes or outside. Just for this example, it's really easy just to clone yourself into Photoshop. So it looks like you're having a grand old party by yourself, or you just multitasking. So yeah, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions, comment below and I'll try my best to answer them. And yeah, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. See ya.